safety and security announcement. Please take care and whether on and off train as underfoot surfaces may be affected by the weather. Government guidance states public transport.
Hello again, and welcome back to the Glasgow South Model Tram and Rail Group workshops. Once again, it's been a wee while since I did one, but I got some locomotives sent up to me to have a wee look at. One of them was an old around about 1959 Jinty tank with the old Triang coupling on it, not the tension like the one before that. And I cleaned up the motor and she ran. But when you put her on the track, she kind of sort of ran, but she wouldn't run consistently. And I thought, well, get the old T-cut out and that'll clean it up. But sadly to say it didn't, because what was actually happening when I did the T-cut, it revealed that the wheels themselves, the treads and the inside of the wheels on the pickup side were really badly pitted, quite deep. Some of you may have seen the photographs on the Facebook pages of them. So I looked online and I managed to get a set of the later version of the Jinty with the open spokes. You know, you look through the wheels and you could see through the spokes. So I sent away for 2 insulated ones and 2 uninsulated ones. And I also, just to make sure that the axles fitted, I ordered 2 axles. Now I didn't do the centre axle because the centre axle is not on the track, it's up, so it didn't matter about it. That made the quartering of the locomotive, you know, the quartering of the rods, very much easier because that's already set. It's already set because you've never altered it. So well, we look at that just to let you see what has happened. I'll be back in a wee minute once I get the camera set up. So here we are, folks. I'll bring in a wee bit to let you see this. There we are now. And put the light on so we can, there we are. And you can see from there, it's got the old Triang coupling in the front of it. So I'll take the body off. Motor's running perfect. When you turn it over, you can see the bright wheels underneath. And all you do is you take off one coupling rod, take off the other coupling rod, get one of the insulated wheels and just lever it off. You know what I mean? Just lever it off and pull the other wheel out. Same with the back ones, you don't touch the centre ones because you're going to have problems with the centre gear. And the quartering would be out probably, you'd have to set that as well. So just do the 2 outside ones and then you put the uninsulated wheel back onto the new axle. Do the same with the second ones, put them through, put the rod back on and get the rods either to the top or the bottom of their travel. The motor will hold that in place. What you've got to do is you'll find that the centre wheel is forward, and what you've got to do is press that on with the coupling rod hold to the front. Same with that one. And that's how I did it. There was no problem with it. So before anybody starts saying that's not the way you quarter it, that's how I did it. It runs perfectly, so there's no problem with that. As far as I'm concerned, that runs. I will let you see it later on. I've got the test bed here, but I will let you see it running. So that was the Jinty. The other locomotive is a Great Western half cab model, and here's some of this Benjamin. Here is the chassis of it. A wee bit more modern, as you can see, and the motor was okay, but I couldn't get the coupling rods weren't right. They weren't lined up right. So I took them off and I just laid them. I took one side off, right? And I laid it on, and the holes did not line up. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And eventually I said, I wonder if they're on the wrong side. So I took the ones off one side and put them on the other, and they lined up perfectly. But you're not expecting that when you're doing a repair. The other thing was the motor retainer had no pickups on it. Now, to let you see, I've got this cocktail stick here. I don't know if I can maybe zoom in a bit further than that. Now, the pickups run along there. Here's the pickups on that side. Now, the one that I had, I think it had only one set of pickups on it, on one side. And there was nothing, I think it was this side that had the pickups on it, if I mean right. But there's an update to it. But you've got to watch, because so many of these models have wheels in the centre with traction tyres on them. And if that's the case, the motor retainer is different. So you've got to watch what one you get. This one didn't have traction tyres on it. And it's just a question of undoing one screw, which is there, and carefully lifting the motor retainer out altogether. And then when you get the new one, and it wasn't expensive, folks, it wasn't expensive at all. It's about £5 odd direct from Hornby. The only thing with Hornby is it takes that long to flip and send it. I mean, how it takes, I think it was 5 days to order something. I just don't get that. I know there's a lot of customers, but you know, I think they could do a bit better than that. But anyway, I fitted this in. I haven't tried it yet, but it fits the chassis. There's two wee tabs at the back that fit into the actual chassis itself, and then this here, this screw secures the whole lot in place, and that's it. You get it with this DCC plug. Where is it? See it? There it's there. DCC plug. You can either keep it and put a plug in the end of it to run it in DC, or you can just take the wires from here and solder it straight to the pickups. It's really up to you what way you do it. So there we are. That's just two wee workshops that I've done, and let me tell you, this one here was the worst of the lot, because I'll just make sure that I fitted this, that the wheels do turn, because they seem to be turning alright. That's why I'm not running. Yeah. I'll test it later on. I'll let you see it running on the test bed. Okay folks, here we are, and we've got the wee Jinty tank, 1959 model, round about that period with the couplings. Two new sets of wheels, 1, 2, just turn on the controller. This here's running nice and slow, where it should, and the ammeter, not bad at all for an old model. Turn it up a wee bit. .4. reverse it. .3. Showing 10 volts, 11 volts actually. I think that's a great wee thing for a model of that age, still running yet, just for changing 2 sets of wheels. So here we have the Great Western half cab locomotive that new motor and motor retainer. This is the one that had the rods on the wrong side. Now all that's sorted out, ready to roll. Ammeter reading 0.2. Increase the speed a wee bit. Still just over 0.2. But different motor, different gearing probably as well. Slow it down and reverse the controller. That one now has all wheel pickup, even the centre wheels pick up on it when I put the new motor and retainer in. Whereas the old setup was the motor in the retainer, but it only pickups on one side. I've got to be honest, I'm not really a Great Western fan, but I think that's a lovely wee model. All it needs is a crew and some fire irons in it. Back to the ammeter again. I would say that's just below 0.2. Quite satisfied with it anyway. The other ammeter's a 5 amp ammeter. That was the first one I ordered and I realised my mistake. So there we are, folks. As I said, I would put them on the rolling road to let you see what the amp draw was, and it's quite reasonable. I'm very pleased with that. So keep on modelling, keep on shunting, and may God bless you.
Speak to staff of text British Transport Police on 61016. We will sort it, see it, say it, sorted.